What's going on, y'all? It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant, and I am honored to be here in Hyderabad, India to speak with revolutionary filmmaker SS Rajamouli. SS, congratulations on finally unveiling Varanasi to the world.
Thank you so much, Liam. I'm so happy that you're here to witness it live along with the fans.
We had such an epic event over this past weekend, announcing the title, giving fans their first glimpse at what this epic film is going to be. And I want to start with the audience here in India. Mm-hmm. This is the most patient and charismatic and energetic audience I've ever experienced as a fan of film. How did it feel that despite, we had a little bit of delay getting the footage to people, for people to still be so raucous and energetic and cheering as loud as they did when this thing finally came together?
I think the first word that comes to my mind is gratitude. They have traveled so long, hundreds of kilometers they traveled. And from the parking lot, they walked 3-4 kilometers to come to the venue. And it was cold. It was the dew around. They're feeling really cold. And we had the technical glitch, not once, but twice. And still they were like patiently waiting there for the glimpse to be revealed. And not one cat call, not one impatient murmur, nothing. And once it finally happened, they were like roaring their appreciation. I can only feel grateful for them.
Mm-hmm. Part of the reason it took so long is because this thing is being shot for 1:4:3 IMAX. Yeah. It is the best format to watch a film, that aspect ratio, and also that quality of picture.
Yeah.
When did it come together that this was the way you were going to deliver this picture, specifically in that 1:4:3:1 IMAX ratio?
Once we started designing the worlds of Varanasi, I'm not saying world of Varanasi, I'm saying worlds of Varanasi because the story takes you to different worlds. We realized we need a bigger format to and capture their magnificence. So then we thought of how can we do that? How can we go about it? And obviously, IMAX is the first thing that came to our mind, and then all the technical discussions went on. It is essentially the largeness of the worlds which made us push towards the largeness of the screen. And I thought, when I first revealed the glimpse, the audience should see it in the big screen. And unfortunately, we don't have much of big screens here in India, and we had this audacious thought that if we don't have, let's build one. And we literally built that 100-foot by 130-foot screen to reveal the glimpse.
Do you think by 2027 we'll see a 1:4:3 IMAX screen in India?
In India, we call something like dharna. That says, like, if we are not happy with someone, we pitch tents outside their office and say we demand something to. So I'm going to pitch tent outside IMAX in LA and demand them, do a dharna demanding them we need big screens here in India.
Amazing. I'll put in a good word for you. I talk with the IMAX folks quite a bit. Yeah. And it's really cool that, if you don't have it, you just build it. Yeah. To see a trailer like that in that format was amazing. I want to talk about your cast here as well. This story is a long time coming, but specifically your collaboration with Mahesh Babu has been 15 years in the making. I was reading 2010 was when you guys first started having conversations about working together.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about why it took this long for you two to finally come together?
So we met at a kind of cusp of transformation of Telugu cinema and Indian cinema. Before that, we used to make, the directors and actors used to make 1 or 2 films a year. We used to do faster, and we had some commitments with certain producers. So when we first met Mahesh, and I had 3 commitments at that point of time, and I said, the moment I finish my commitments and when you finish your commitments and we'll together. The idea was that 3 commitments would take about 3 or 4 years at the most. That was the idea. But after that, I started the film Iga, which was supposed to happen in 6 months, happened for 2 years. Then I started Bahubali, which is supposed to happen in 2 years, took 3 years to complete in 2 parts. Then came RRR, which was hindered by the COVID, which was supposed to happen in 2 years, happened for 3 years. So that's how the timeline started expanding. But we were always committed that we are going to work together, and that's why it took so long.
For you, with this story specifically, was something that went right with RRR, that something there that unlocked the studio backing of wanting to do a Varanasi?
We don't have studio system here. It is the individual producer who
production companies,
companies who does that. So the system is quite different here. And I have been known for pushing the budgets and boundaries right from my second or third film. I started pushing the boundaries a little bit more than what the market is. And with Bahubali, we pushed it like really harder. And we're successful in doing that. So the production companies had that trust in me that even though the budgets are higher, we will find out ways of bringing back the investments. And we have proved it, we in the sense, me and my team have proved it over and over again that we could do it. So the production company had trust in us. So it is not a corporate structure that just looks at the numbers. It is the trust and confidence of individuals which makes it happen.
Mm-hmm. And this is a story, again, it's so epic in proportion. It almost is something that I feel like you'd want to take your time in building up to executing a story like this. Yeah. It's being marketed with #Globetrotter, and that can almost mean a twofold meaning, because obviously this film is spanning multiple locations over the globe, but it's also with the ambition of getting audiences from all over the globe involved in this film. I want to talk about your other lead in this film, Priyanka Chopra. Getting her in this project after spending a couple of years in Hollywood doing projects like Heads of State, I really liked recently, or Citadel, the streaming series. What does having someone like Priyanka coming back to Indian cinema with the luxury of having worked with Hollywood for a little bit do for this film's scope and scale?
I have been a fan of her since long time. I loved her work, the way she performs, whether it's a badass character or a vulnerable character. She really gives it all. And so when we started writing the character of Mandakini, I'm afraid I'll reveal more to you than one that I should, but the character had characteristics which is like, really she can kick ass, which is like she can kick a bunch of people out, but at the same time there are portions where she's like really vulnerable. So I was looking for an actor who can play both with ease. I could find actors doing this, I could find actors doing that, but it was a compromise to find an actor to do both. So that's when we thought of PC, and we thought, wow, she fits the bill exactly. And we approached her. It's been a while since she did an Indian film. I think the last film she did 8 years back, and she did a lot of Hollywood productions, Western productions in between. There was a little doubt in me that, like, did she change? Did her approach or how she presents herself for the screen, for the Western audience, would she be influenced by that? Would she get back to her Indian ways? I had a little doubt, but on the first day, first shot, she was like fish into water. Like, she just did it like that.
Amazing. She's been putting in work. We spoke briefly at the reception after the trailer launch event that this production is going to be going on for a while. You guys, at the time of this interview, have only shot about half, and I was reading the ambition is a 200-minute runtime. Is that accurate?
200-minute is how much?
3 hours, 20 minutes?
Around so. Let's. I would say it will be just around 3 hours, definitely. Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's a lot of confidence to have in your audience to maintain that attention span. Because I also read, was it originally going to be a part 1, part 2 situation? Did you ever toy with that?
We considered it briefly, and we quickly dropped the idea. It's a one film, part film.
And you feel like that 180-minute runtime, whether it be 3 hours or beyond, audiences are going to be locked in the full time?
See, if the audiences are not invested in the characters of the world, forget 3 hours. They won't even watch it for 3 minutes. Right? You watch a YouTube video or something. If you're not interested, you're going to flick it away. So I don't think runtime is the issue. It is about pulling them into the world. If you're able to do that as a director, if you're able to do that, I don't think runtime is a major issue.
It's not an issue for me. I love my longer films. I want to spend as much time in this world as possible.
Yeah.
So that's really wonderful to hear. On that note too, from what we've seen in the trailer, I know we really can't reveal just about anything about the plot, but we're not only spanning the globe with locations we're going to, we're spanning time.
Yeah.
We're going to 2027 of the Common Era, but we're also flashing back centuries.
Yeah.
Are those scenes, if you can reveal this, going to be told in chronological order, or will we hop between time throughout the production?
I can't reveal at this point of time, but the idea of putting that trailer of that glimpse out is that for the fans, for the audience to come out with their theories. I mean, there are subtle and not so subtle Easter eggs in there, and already people are pulling them out, saying this is what this is, so this is what going to happening. They're pulling out stories themselves, which is the intention, and I'm so happy about it.
The theories are wild.
Yes.
People are using every character possible on social media to dissect each individual frame.
Yeah.
I'll try this question again. I don't know if you can answer it specifically. It feels like we're dealing with some mythology from Indian culture.
Yes.
What is your balance between pulling from stories that have existed in yesteryear and also telling an original SSR story?
I don't think these stories are, in a way, if you put it, I don't think these stories are yesteryear. They are blood flowing in our veins, like it's constant. The stories are constantly within us. They might have happened thousands of years back. They might have been written thousands of years back, but they are within us throughout our lives, right from our childhood. We live it. We go through that. It's a part of our lives. So it is not difficult for me to blend those elements. The difficulty part is like whether I live up to that expectation the audience have when we deal with these epics. That is challenging for me. Blending the emotions is not.
I have two more questions for you here. Again, I could talk to you all day, but I know I want this experience to be as pure as possible. So I don't want to know too much going in. The release date ambition is 2027. From that trailer that was put together, this feels like a very ambitious visual effects film.
Yes.
I also read that you were doing some VFX heavy shots early in production, so those could like already be accelerated to post-production.
Yes.
Do you still believe 2027 will be the release date?
Yes, that's the belief. We work towards our belief, yes.
Amazing, because here in American cinema, we are prone to delays all too often. And
I am prone to delays.
Sure.
I have a big bad name that I delay productions, but but we'll work towards it.
Something from our audience that I saw a lot of comparisons on social media of was people drawing parallels between this film and Avatar, the epic that James Cameron had created for American audiences. When you hear a parallel like that, drawing parallels between your work and James Cameron, not even just as filmmakers, but just the scope and scale of story you're trying to tell here, what does that mean to you as a filmmaker?
I feel very humbled, and there is no way that I can compare myself with the legendary great Jim. There is no way I can compare myself. He's like a master, and I'm a student. That's what I can tell.
Well, I will say it's apples and oranges a little bit too, because you guys come from different worlds. So I think it's going to be really special when this film reaches American audiences as well, because sure, there might be a little bit of parallels from a trailer standpoint, but you're telling such unique stories, the two of you. Final question I'll ask you, when that trailer dropped, again, it was a cultural movement. I believe at the Eastern time, it was like very early in the morning, yet a lot of my audience, specifically Screen Rant's audience, was going crazy about the film. Was there anyone that surprised you who reached out to you to share just adulation about what they were seeing?
I mean, there were like fans from everywhere, fans from my country, the friends and my fellow directors, everyone were reaching for me. And the word that comes out was like audacious. That's the word that comes out, and it is audacious for us to think on these lines and to execute it. And when that is the most spoken word about the glimpse that comes out, it feels like yes, we were successful in the first step, but there are 100 more steps ahead of us. We need to take one at a time.
Amazing. The audacity of the imagination is something I heard spoken about this film, and just your vision as a filmmaker. And it's a huge title to live up to, but your whole career, you've lived up to it so far. So here's looking forward to 2027. It can't come soon enough. SS, thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you, Lam. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming down.